What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat yet again Real Madrid 2-1 at the Spotify Camp Nou. Madrid, cabrón, salud al campeón. We are now officially 12 points clear at the top of the La Liga table. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Araujo, Kounde, Christensen, Alejandro, Balde, midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Roberto, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Xavi, with Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Franck Kessie making appearances off the bench. The first goal scored for Barcelona in this match was scored by the second captain of the club, Sergi Roberto. The balls were down the right hand side by Araujo. He crossed into the box, drops to Frankie De Jong, lays it off to Raphinha, shots it, saved by Courtois, drops to Roberto on the rebound, and he puts it into the bottom right hand corner to give Barcelona a draw going into halftime. It was the final kick of the first half. And the second and final goal scored for Barcelona was a 90th minute winner yet again in a Clasico for Barcelona, and it was scored by El Presidente, Franck Kessie. The balls were down the left hand side by Alejandro Balde, gives it to Lewandowski, holds up the play, back heel passes it through the legs of Militao to find Balde, puts it across in far post. His only good cross of the entire game. Franck Kessie was open, hits it one time, bottom right hand corner. The stadium goes crazy, the players go crazy, the fans go crazy as Franck Kessie secures 3 points for Barcelona, handing them the La Liga title. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very solid yet again in the Clasico, 8 out of 10. I thought we absolutely dominated the game yet again. It was just we looked a bit vulnerable at the back. Of course, the first goal, own goal by Araujo. I mean, the ball literally swerves into behind Ter Stegen. You can't do anything about that. It's unlucky, but Barcelona kept penetrating Real Madrid. Got the goal before halftime, which I think is absolutely crucial. If we did not get the goal before halftime, I think this match would have ended in a draw. Come back in the second half, we're looking lively, we're attacking. Real Madrid hit us on the counter-attack. I think Ancelotti was more proactive than Xavi. He was making some substitutions. He had 5 subs all done before the 8th minute, freshening up the team, because of course they were tired after playing numerous amount of games over the past week. Asensio scores, it's offside, clear as day, but it's very close to offside. And then Barcelona looked like we're suffering. Madrid getting back in the game, they're attacking. One counter-attack later, Barcelona go down the line and get the winning goal. 12 points clear, and that's now officially La Liga done. Ain't no way we're choking this. Madrid are going to be so deflated after this. Double digits again going to international break. Of course, going into the last international break of the World Cup, we were top of La Liga, I think, by 3 points. We just went clear after they dropped points. We beat Osasuna, of course. Same thing again. For the next 3 weeks, we're going to be top of La Liga by 12 points, and nothing will change that. But I think the fight that the team showed today again was absolutely unbelievable. I think there were moments when you looked at it, there was lasting concentration, but again, the stadium was behind us. 95,000, I think 745 fans in the stadium. The camera angles were there, the 4K camera angles of the bench, the goals and everything. The pressure was on us. Real Madrid were up to the pressure as well. I think, to be fair, they played all right, but they didn't have too many chances. I think besides from the own goal, Benzema, I think, had a shot, same with Vinicius, the Rodrigo chance in the second half, and then of course the goal that was offside, and also the Asensio strike just after that as well. Only had a small handful of chances Real Madrid. Barcelona, though, had so many. I can go through a whole entire list of them. We'll talk about that when we get into the player ratings. But it's just the feeling of getting a last-minute goal against your eternal rivals. The game was very entertaining if you were a neutral, but if you're a Barcelona fan or a Madrid fan, you're probably shining yourself at the whole entire game. But I'm just so happy, so over the moon. Yet again, another Clasico win. That's 4 El Clasicos this season. 3 wins for Barcelona. The one that we lost, by the way, had none of our good players. PK was starting, and we just got off the back of an not El Clasico, after the Champions League defeat. We're just on top of Real Madrid. We have their number. I think now we're 1 win away from having 100 wins in the Clasico, which we will get, of course, when the Copa del Rey happens after international break. It's just unbelievable. Just, the surrounding, the chemistry between this team, the connection with the fans that they have. I think the team tonight played well. I think more of the blame for, the lapse in concentration will go down to Xavi, which again we'll talk about in the player rating section. But I'm just so over the moon. I mean, I'm disappointed that the stadium didn't chant Campeones, because that's basically the league title wrapped up. Madrid, Cabron, Salud de Campeón, and who else but Franck Kessie to get the goal. It came out of nowhere. El Presidente salutes it. I think he was crying after he scored the goal as well. If you look at the replays on Twitter, I'm going to go and watch the game after this again. Just watch that last 10 minutes, really. I'm over the moon, man. It's just unbelievable. I think the team showed up today. They played well. A little bit of lack of concentration overall, but I will give the team performance tonight an 8 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings, where I tell you what, everyone's numbers are pretty high. We're going to start off, of course, with the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who for me tonight will be getting an 8 out of 10. Thought he played very well. Of course, letting one goal, which is an own goal, unfortunate. I think his distribution tonight was absolutely fantastic. Made some good saves. He caught all the shots that were on target. The difficult ones, of course, went wide or he had covered. Came in the box very well, but again, I have to highlight his distribution today. I think was superb. Was pinging out Araujo, Lewandowski, Xavi, Alejandro, whoever it may be. That for me, for ter Stegen, for him was absolutely flawless. Overall for ter Stegen tonight, I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Now for the center back partnership in front of him, firstly on the left hand side, it was Andreas Christensen, who will be getting my man of the match, and I'm going to be giving him a perfect 10 out of 10. I thought Christensen tonight was flawless. Did not put a foot wrong. The only thing I can criticize him for, and this is being a bit picky, were his 2 chances that he missed. I think the header, you can direct that a bit better on target. Maybe that goes in the back of the net. The flick, I believe, for the corner kick as well, that's a bit difficult for a center back. But I thought Christensen was perfect. I have nothing to say. You know, ground duels, aerial duels, slide tackles, interceptions, reading the game, passing out from the back, everything. I think he was world class. World class from Christensen tonight. I don't even know what to say. Speechless. I think he has to be in the conversation of one of the best center backs in the world. I think he's easily top 10 at this point. I think there's a conversation for him to be in top 5. I think he was mesmerizing. You know, not a mistake in him tonight. I thought he was just sheer utter brilliance, and I will be giving Christensen tonight a perfect 10 out of 10. Now, center back partnership, of course, on the right hand side was, of course, Jules Kounde. I will give Kounde tonight an 8 out of 10. Thought he played very well. Had to deal a lot with Benzema and Vinicius Jr. as Vinicius was kind of getting inside, so him and Araujo had to switch a lot. He did, cover the right back spot quite a bit. Made some good runs going forward as well. Got the ball in the face a couple times as well. I think he defended very well. Of course, he held the line very well to keep Asensio offside for the disallowed goal for Madrid. But again, typical performance from Kounde. I'm not really too fussed, but again, I think he was, very, very strong defensively. I think he recovered a lot of the balls over the top as well. Was passing very well, whether it's distribution or back to ter Stegen if needs be. Very, very comfortable Kounde tonight, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, Araujo at right back. I'm going to give Ronald tonight a 7 out of 10. I think I would have gave him an 8, besides that own goal. Gotta give him marks off for that. I think he controlled Vinicius very, very well again today. I think Vinicius only got him behind once or twice at the very most when he was. I think he did get nutmegged, Araujo, to be fair, but I think he played well. It's a typical Araujo performance. He performed at the expected level that I expected him to perform. Ran forward quite a bit. Of course, his cross created that first goal, so he was playing more as a right back in this match. Balanced attacking and defending, than more so just defending and man marking Vinicius. But did that very well. I think he nullified Vinicius. Besides from the own goal, which is just fluke and just luck, really. How the ball curves like this and behind ter Stegen is beyond me, but I think Araujo did put in a shift tonight, played very well, especially after having 2 weeks off, so I will give Araujo tonight a 7 out of 10. At left back, of course, it was Alejandro Balde. I will also give Balde tonight a 7 out of 10. I thought he defended very, very well. He did a lot of recovery runs. He had some good standing tackles, slide tackles, aerial duels, but I think offensively he wasn't that great. I think his crosses were terrible, but the one good cross was, of course, for the 9th-minute winner for Franck Kessie, so can I really fault him? I'm going to have to, keep this a bit balanced and say that his crossing tonight wasn't that great, especially in the first half. I think in the first half, he even crossed it when it was just Xavi in the box. I'm there like, bloody hell, mate. You're going to cross it to the shortest player on the pitch, or even when it's just Lewandowski, who's covered by Militao and Rudiger. He's going to try and pinpoint across him. Sometimes I think decision making in the final third for Balde today wasn't that great, but I think defensive wise though, played very well. Grew into the game, got the assist for the winning goal. So overall for Balde tonight, I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, El Capitano, Sergio Busquets. I'm going to give Busquets tonight a 6 out of 10. Overall, a typical performance I expect from Busquets. Lost the ball quite a bit, to be fair, in very silly situations and very silly areas, but controlled the ball very well, progressed the ball forward, had that beautiful moment when he turned Camavinga and Modric to progress the ball forward to Raphinha. I think, in distribution wise, especially when we were in the attacking phases, I think he controlled the tempo very well. But again, I think he lost the ball quite a bit more than usual, especially in those dangerous areas outside our box, giving Madrid a few chances. I think he got lucky in that sense. I think overall, though, typical Busquets performance. I will give him tonight an average 6 out of 10. On the right-hand side of the midfield, it was Sergi Roberto. I'm going to give Roberto tonight an 8 out of 10. Surprise start, played well, got the goal. I tweeted before the game, it's a risk to start Roberto, but against Madrid, he always turns up. I think he has 7-8 assists against Madrid, so he always turned up tonight, got a goal. I think he played well. There were some moments in the first half, though, where I think his decision making was poor. Like a ball would come down, instead of, heading it back to Kounde or just controlling it, he just heads it forward and hopes someone gets it. So I think he wasn't, perfect. I am boasting up his, rating a bit for the goal. Really, I think his performance probably 6.57-ish. But I think, coming into a game in the midfield as well, where he played, I believe, last game at right back against Madrid as well, he was given the opportunity by Xavi to control the tempo, control the passing a bit more. Did he do that? I think he did, but I think, again, it wasn't as perfect as you expect. I think there's a few moments where he did lose the ball quite a bit, but I think, got forward, created chances. I think he also almost got an assist as well for Robert, so give credit to Roberto. I think he did play well tonight, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. And finally, on the left-hand side of the midfield, it was, of course, Frenkie de Jong, and I'm going to be giving Frenkie de Jong a 9 out of 10. If Christensen just wasn't damn near perfect, Frenkie de Jong would have got my man of the match. I think Frenkie was sublime. I mean, he covered every single bit of grass. He was making beautiful runs from the deep of our defense to the heart of Madrid's defense. He was, recovering every single loose ball, progressing the ball forward, had some good passes. I think with Frenkie, there were some moments where, say, for example, Raphinha is wide open. Instead of switching the ball straight to him, he'd give it to Busquets, and Busquets would pass it to him. So, saving that extra pass to, have the ball progress a bit more. I think Frenkie didn't really do that quite well today. He always went for the safest pass possible. He did make a few switch passes to Alejandro when he was down the right-hand side, but I think Frenkie, defensive work today in our defensive aspect of the game, I don't even know what to say. World class Frenkie de Jong. I think he was absolutely brilliant. And I think his passing in the attacking phases is probably my only criticism of him tonight. So I'm going to give Frenkie tonight a 9 out of 10. Into the forwards now. Firstly, on the left-hand side, it was, of course, Gavi. I'm going to give Gavi tonight a 7 out of 10. I am boasting his rating just for his enthusiasm and his commitment. I mean, the man was absolutely knackered before he got subbed off. I think in the first half he played okay. He did go down quite a bit. He was getting ruffled up by the Madrid players. I think he progressed the ball so well today. There's a moment in the first half where he just glided past Luka Modric. I think his connection play in the final third today did lack quite a bit. My best moment of Gary was when Lewandowski got, I think, pushed by Ceballos, and then he out of nowhere just comes and just chucks him to the ground. It was absolutely hilarious. But apart from that, it was a typical Gavi performance. My expected level-wise, see Gavi's what he performed today. Extra 7 for the push on Ceballos, and just being the reason why our intensity and pressure system really works. So I'm going to give Gavi tonight a 7 out of 10. Next up is the striker, RL9, Robert Lewandowski. I'm going to give Lewa tonight a 6 out of 10. I was going to give him a 5, but I gave him a 6 just for that back heel for Balde to get the winner, really. I think Lewandowski today was shocking. I think his hold-up play was as you expected. He created some chances down for the wingers. He, attracted Rudiger and Militao to create spaces for other players. I think his hold-up play today was fine, as we expected. But this man scuffed so many chances. So if we drew this game or lost, I'd be going in on Lewandowski at the moment. He did an interview with ESPN on the bike, going biking down. Oh, we're a big club, and we have to show up in the big moments. He didn't show up tonight. I think in front of goal, Lewandowski was absolutely shocking. The scissor kick, the chances in the first half, second half, how this man left this game without a goal is beyond me. But hopefully he improves. I think again his hold-up play was fine. We would have got a 5 out of 10 if we didn't get that winner. Probably a 4 if we end up drawing the game or losing it. But his hold-up play created the winning goal, so you have to give him credit for that. So overall for Lewa, I will give him a 6 out of 10. And last but not the least, who I forgot in last week's match review, but I won't forget now, is of course Raphinha, and I will give Rafa tonight an 8 out of 10. I didn't think he was, Jogo Bonoti performance, you know what I mean? But I think he played very, very well. He was getting, forward, creating chances, having strikes outside the box, inside the box. Of course, had the shot for the Roberto goal. Was creating chances, getting in behind. Didn't really take on defenders too much. I think he could have easily gotten Nacho sent off. He was having Nacho in his back pocket. He was roughing him up. He went down. Could have had a second yellow. Could have, should have, would have, but he didn't. I think again, Raphinha, he's improving. I think he's a more dynamic player on the pitch. I think again, I want to see him be a bit more, not clinical, but more effective in the final third. I think sometimes his decision making gets the better of him. When he has to cross, he shoots. When he has to shoot, he crosses. But I think his improvement over the past few months since the Balde's injury has been staggering. I think he performed very, very well tonight, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were Franck Kessie, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati. Ferran, I don't even think touched up. I think Ferran put in like 3 crosses, that's it. Ansu got in a fight with Ceballos, that's it. Give him both a 6. Franck Kessie, I'm gonna give him a perfect 10 out of 10, and you know why? Popped up for that goal. I think honestly, Franck Kessie, when he first came on, he was a bit sloppy. I think some of the decision making could have been better. There's a moment when the ball bounced. Instead of heading it, in front of him to Kounde or Christensen, he heads it backwards into, I think it was Ceballos or one midfielder, but got the goals. I don't really care. Again, the subs tonight weren't really well, I was going to say they weren't effective. Of course, Franck Kessie was effective, but I think the impact on the game wasn't really there from Ferran and Ansu. And of course, we are missing 2 substitutions. So I'll talk about that when we get to Xavi. So overall for substitutions, Ferran and Ansu will get a 6. And of course, El Presidente, Franck Kessie, gets a 10 out of 10 from me. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who tonight I'll be giving a 6 out of 10. I think his starting lineup was fine. I wouldn't say perfect at the time because I didn't want Roberto to start, but now afterwards, it was a perfect starting lineup. Played very well, dominated the game, created chances. But my problem with Xavi in this match was his proactiveness on the sideline. I think he was very animated in the first half, controlling the getting those instructions on the pitch, making adjustments when needed. Fantastic. Second half, he's there animated on the sideline, making those instructions and adjustments, but doesn't make those substitutions. I really thought that Madrid were going to win because Ancelotti was proactive. He made 5 substitutions very, very quickly, brought on freshness. Tchouaméni, Ceballos, Asensio, Ferland Mendy, Rodrigo, and they came on, they made a difference. They looked threatening, they were creating chances, they looked more energetic, and Xavi's just there. Oh, Franck Kessie, 71st minute. Ferran Torres, 79. Ansu Fati, 89. It's like, bloody hell, lad, use your bench. I'm actually shocked that Jordi Alba did not come on this game. Bring on Marcos Alonso, go to a 5 at the back, defend for the game at that point because we were under the cosh. I think Xavi's in-game management, again, it still needs to improve. I think that, again, we played well, got the result. His starting lineup was perfectly fine, but again, I just think he needs to be more proactive, make those substitutions, make them early. Once I think Madrid make their first sub, you gotta make 2 subs as well. You gotta keep up with that freshness despite having a week off, and of course they played midweek against Liverpool. They played midweek against Liverpool, and they looked more energetic than us from like the 75th minute to like the 85th minute. They were there, they were in and about, creating chances. So I think Xavi really needs to work on his in-game management, but overall got the result. Credit to him, so I will give Xavi tonight overall a 6 out of 10. So that was my match review for Barcelona versus Real Madrid in El Clasico. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. We are 12 points clear at the top of La Liga. I am in an absolute shock. I'm gonna go now, upload this video, have a went to the highlights. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful Sunday evening for me. I could not be happier with this result. Madrid, Cabron, Salud al Campeón, El Presidente, coming with that, last second goal. We're gonna win the league, and now we're gonna get that win in the cup as well. Gracias, Franck. Merci, Franck. He's done it for us. Madrid, Cabron, Salud al Campeón. Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.